Ladies and gentlemen, I personally believe that Donald Trump is in irredeemable cognitive decline. And he's heading towards a political catastrophe. In any case, for Donald Trump, he should take some history lessons. What is America? Does it have a civilization? No. Does it have a history? No. What is America's greatest contribution to the world? Tesla, McDonald's, and the atom bomb. Ladies and gentlemen, who are the greatest performing artists of the United States of America? Bruce Springsteen. Ladies and gentlemen, a country with a history of just 250 years. A country built on the back of slave labor, slavery. The only history of America, if you go back to the greatest past, which is this 250 years back, which is modern history for real civilizations, is slave history. Ladies and gentlemen, on the other hand, Persian civilization predates Alexander. It is parallel to the Greco-Roman civilization. Persepolis ruins speak about the grandeur of the Persians. Trump is simply a jealous old man. He is jealous of the fact that Persian civilization was thriving when there was never an America, when all the continent of America was a vast swamp, a jungle, and the European man had still not come out of a cave, ladies and gentlemen. He does not understand civilization. Civilizations stretch and evolve over millennia, ladies and gentlemen. They have seen their empires and their ruins fall and climb again, fall and climb again. Civilizations are not kings and their kingdoms. They are language, they are culture, they are oral history, they are science, they are literature, there are religion, they are spirituality. It is the history of human evolution, living and breathing in the present. That is civilization. America does not have a history, leave alone an American civilization. Have you heard anyone ever say that we will destroy American civilization? You can't, because there is no American civilization. Ladies and gentlemen, Persia, India, China, or Japan are not countries as Trump understands them. These are civilizational powers. We have seen thousands of years, hundreds and thousands of people fall and rise. Trump is just a present-day ruler. Civilizations, they go through invasions, conquests, they survive, they thrive. What is America? America is born 250 years ago. Who found America? Not even Columbus. Columbus went looking for another civilization, landed somewhere else, and thought it was America. And so America has nothing to be proud of. You know, America didn't even give till recently women voting rights. They treated African Americans differently. They gave voting rights to African Americans only some 50, 60 years back, 2 centuries after having a constitution. And this America now wants to say that we will destroy civilizations across the world. Who is America? How can there be a moral arbiter of which civilization should live and die? Here is a man who's going to lose his midterm election. Here is a man who's at his lowest popularity rating. Here is a man hated by his own people. Here is a man in visible cognitive decline and beginning to say that I will end ancient civilizations. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump thinks of civilization through the tunnel vision of a failing presidency. He has made his country the laughingstock of the entire world. And it is proven by everything, Europe, Australia, all distancing from the war. The stony and angry silence of Japan and South Korea, who he abuses and taunts on almost a daily basis, at the anger of a proud Europe looking the other way. If anything, this man Trump has only invited scorn and contempt upon America, a country which does not know anything about civilization. But when he says that I have failed in my military objectives and therefore a whole civilization is going to die, I want to say to you, Donald Trump, you are the biggest failure among if I would have to put all world leaders together, you would be top of the pops in terms of being a political, military, and personal failure. You're a failure, Donald Trump. You failed. You can't touch civilization.
آنچه در مورد ما میگویند